Hey guys, Rachel Dudley here. Welcome to my new channel. I just thought that I needed to start this channel because I've got a feeling that I need to become a vlogger, and so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm starting my new vlog and I'm hoping that you guys are all going to enjoy it. If you do, make sure to subscribe and like and leave a lot of comments because I'll definitely be reading them all. Today I'm gonna actually just be answering a lot of questions about myself. Not too many, but just some good ones. For example, I thought of one like, what's the most mysterious thing that's happened this week for you? Stay tuned for that answer. And there's gonna be another like couple questions like that, and some normal ones as well. What's your favorite color? I'll leave those ones to a minimum though, because those answers aren't that interesting. But yep, stay tuned, watch along, and you're gonna find out some really awesome things about me. So before I start answering all these questions about myself, I just thought I'd update everyone about my morning. So I had a bit of a sleep in this morning. I had a banana and an apple for breakfast. I probably should have made some oats as well, but I didn't really think about it at the time. There wasn't really much else in, so that's about it. And then I came down to the club this morning, Mitchelton Football Club. This is where I play, and just where I like to come pretty often and just kick a ball. I came here and I wanted to go on the main field, but it's Sunday, during the day, so there was a lot of people here. So now I'm just on the field at the front that you don't play games on because there's a road right there. And I was doing this fitness test because firstly, I felt really unfit after the game yesterday, or during it. I was like, what is going on with me? We're halfway through the season and I feel like my fitness has gone down. So I really needed to start doing this extra stuff. And then I walked to Rebel because I want to return my boots and get some new ones, but they have no boots there, which is really annoying. And now I'm here sitting down. What just happened was there was a man who drove across just along here, that's a road. He was driving and he was looking at me, and his arms were up as if he was waving, and he was saying something, he was talking pretty loud. So I thought, oh, he must be shouting something, saying hello. So I just smiled and waved back hey, but turns out he was actually just talking to the person in the passenger seat. He had glasses on, so I wasn't his face looked like it was in my direction, but obviously that was a misinterpretation by me. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what is a body part that you wouldn't mind losing? This was an interesting question because, I don't think I could lose anything below the waist because, I play soccer, and I think even just losing a toe, that's really bad for your balance. So my toes, they're out. My feet, obviously, you need that to kick. Your legs, you need to run. So yeah, that whole area of the body is out. My back as well. I don't think anyone would want to lose their back. Could you imagine what a person would look like with everything except their back? Actually, I can't even imagine that because they'd still have their whole front, just no back. That's weird to think about. So as narrowed down to my arms or my face, somewhere in there, I think I don't think I could lose that much on my face because have you seen those have you seen those billboards on signs, and it's what's the first thing you noticed about this person? And they had a missing eyebrow, but they also had a missing tooth, but because they had a missing eyebrow, it kind of drew away from the fact that they had a missing tooth. That kind of supports that I could lose a tooth, but I don't know if that's classed as a body part. So I think it's down to somewhere in my arms. I'm gonna say one of my fingers. Which finger could I lose? I don't think my thumbs, because humans, we are blessed to have opposable thumbs. Not a lot of animals have that, so I'm gonna keep my thumbs. My pinky, to be honest, I think my pinky's pretty useful. Actually, no, I use it all the time, to hook my car keys onto. There's a little ring and a keychain. I always, when I'm holding bags and stuff, I keep my keys on my pinky. So it's down to my middle 3 fingers. I think if I didn't have my middle finger, I'd get pretty bullied for that. They'd be I don't know what they'd say, but I think I need my middle finger. And then it comes to my index finger or my ring finger. And my index finger, that's your pointing finger. I need that to point with. And my ring finger, I mean, I only really need that on my left hand. So I think it's come down to my right ring finger, this one here. So if I didn't have that, this is what my hand would look like. And to be honest, if I had to sacrifice a body part, I think I'd be okay with like looking like this on one side. I want you all to reflect about this question and think about what body part you would be okay losing. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be okay losing it, but like if you had to lose one, what would it be? That's kind of the question at hand. Question number 2 is, what's your biggest screw up in the kitchen? Now for me, I don't really screw up in the kitchen. I'm pretty decent in that area, that field. I'm gonna create a cooking video. That's probably gonna be one of my next videos. Maybe not the next one, maybe it will be. You'll just have to stay tuned to find out. I mean, I've burnt toast before in a toaster. Oh, okay, hang on, this is what I've done. So I was toasting my toast like in the toaster. I actually think I'm gonna find an image of this and like put it here so you can see what happened. And there was butter and I was like trying to melt it on top of the toaster. Like it was in a Tupperware container. I put it on top of the toaster because like it had just come out of the fridge and I need to spread it on my toast. You know when you're spreading butter on your toast and it's really hard and you're just like, you're spreading it, but it's not spreading, it's just digging holes in your bread. And yeah, so that's what I was afraid of. So I put this Tupperware container of butter on top of the toaster, looked away for a few seconds and came back, and it had all like melted in the toaster. And it was my mum's toaster as well. I think it was like a pretty new one. And she was like, Rachel, what have you done? Like, this is my toaster. You've just melted plastic into it. And to be honest, it wasn't my fault, because if the butter hadn't been in the fridge to begin with, I would have never had to do that. But yeah, it's safe to say, like, I won't be using that toaster anytime again soon. But the butter was melted, so that's what I wanted. I don't think I ended up eating the toast though, because it had like yellow plastic melted all over it. Yeah. Next question, as promised, I did let you know at the start of the video that I'd be answering what is your favorite color. What is my favorite color, sorry. What's your favorite color as well? Let me know in the comments. My favorite color is, I don't have one. Honestly, I couldn't choose one favorite color because they're all just so different. I mean, yellow, I really like yellow because that's a pretty happy color, but then I wouldn't want to wear a lot of yellow. Yellow doesn't, I don't know, it's happy color. If I was painting and drawing, I'd use a lot of yellow, but it's also just like a bit of an ugly color. Like, you know, when you're choosing, I don't know, what color you want to be in, not Monopoly because you're not a color in that, but Just Dance, for example, like you have to like pick what person you are. I'd never pick the yellow one because that's just not really a cool color. I like pink. I really like pink, but again, like it's competing with yellow now. Like yellow's way happier than pink. Pink's like an excited kind of color. And purple, I don't know, there's something about purple that I really like. Blue, I'm not such a fan of. Like dark blue, no offense if dark blue is any of your favorite colors, but I just find it really ugly and sad, and I don't want to really associate with a sad color or an ugly color. Same with brown, like, and black, they're just out. I know my shirt's black, don't judge me based on what color my shirt is and what my favorite color is. This was just the only shirt that I had that wasn't needing to go in the laundry today. So yeah, my answer is I don't have a favorite color, but it's probably between pink, yellow, and purple. Light versions of them. Dark purple, no. And like dark pink might be okay, but like bright pink and really light yellow, not dark yellow, that is probably worse than brown. I can't go near that dark orange as well. Yeah. The next question is, what's the craziest thing one of your teachers has ever done? I feel like some of you will have some really good stories for this, so I really want to hear about them. For me, I'm not going to do what's the craziest thing. Actually, it wasn't that crazy. Like Miss Carouche, she just like rubbed a balloon on her hair for a really long time to try and like show us the static that would be created in it, and it didn't work. that wasn't crazy. I'm just gonna tell you something funny and like a bit embarrassing that happened to one of my teachers. So shout out to Miss Hewitt if you're watching this. We were I hope she isn't, because I'm gonna embarrass her. So we were in class and she was like, I don't know why, but she just felt really confident that day. Like, I mean, I felt like she felt confident that day. So she was like strutting her stuff. She was wearing these really high heels. I don't know, just dressed up. Not like, obviously she'd always be dressed for teaching, but that day she was dressed like really up, like fancy and stuff, like high heels, like, yes, I am the boss today. She was talking to us about something, I don't really remember, but she was walking up and down the front, and then she just suddenly like tripped, but not tripped, I think she just stepped on her heel really wrong and like literally fell over on the floor in front of everyone. That was really embarrassing for her, but funny for the rest of the class. I mean, we were all laughing, and then afterwards we were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be laughing, because like that's really awkward. But she took it like a champion, you know. She stood up, she laughed at herself. We were all still kind of like, okay. But yeah, that's what was the funniest, I think, thing that's ever happened to one of my teachers. Oh my gosh, okay, so I just saw this next question and it's a really good one. I actually don't think I should be answering it like in front of everyone who, like, obviously you all can watch this, and I think people that I'm going to be saying it about are going to be watching this, so whoops, sorry guys. But it's, what's something that you've screwed up that people like never found out it was you? And so this is about actually my soccer team. So a few months ago we didn't have a soccer game that weekend or something, and they were like, yeah, let's like all go out to the valley, and I was genuinely like, I wasn't gonna go because I felt really sick. Like I thought I had like some sort of flu or something, but I was keeping it on the DL, you know, like because we were at training and I didn't want to like tell people that I was really sick, because they'd be like, it will stay away from me, or like I don't want to catch that. So, you know, I was just keeping it undercover. And then I was at home that night and people were like, yeah, come on, are you coming out, Duds? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not, like I don't feel up to it. And eventually I did come out, and I was like, you know what, just stuff this, I'm going out. So I came and I was like drinking from a lot of different people's bottles and like, you know, like water bottles, everything. And the whole time I was kind of thinking like, oh, I hope this isn't contagious. And you know, like we went out, had like a good night, and then the next training session everyone was so sick. Like I was like really sick as well the last week, so it was super like irresponsible of me to go out, but they were really sick, and like obviously no one knew it was me because I wasn't telling people that I was sick beforehand. And they were all like, how did we all get sick? Like, this is so weird. Because there was also, when we were out at, we went to Viscosity, this place, and the next day it was on the news, like there was someone who got COVID that was at Viscosity, like the day we were there. They were there either a few hours before or a few hours after we were there. So genuinely some girls like had to go and get a COVID test because they were like, I think like we might have COVID, this is really bad. Like we went to a place where there was someone with COVID, and now we're all seemed to be sick, and everyone seemed to be sick except I wasn't, and Raya wasn't. I think most other people were. And I remember someone saying, and like, sorry that I didn't actually interfere here, if Jess is watching this, but I remember someone saying, I think it came from Jess, and I was just kind of like there like watching, and I was like smiling and like nodding like, yeah, it wasn't me though. And yeah, so the whole time no one ever found out that it was me, and now I'm obviously revealing myself, so it doesn't really stand by the question anymore. Something you screwed up that no one ever found out it was you, because now that people have watched it, they found out it's me. So I am really sorry, but that was definitely 100%, like 125%, it was full me. Yeah. And now for my final question. It's the one that I said I would do at the beginning of the video. What's the most mysterious thing that's happened to you in the past week? Now for me, it's a missing item. I had a soccer match yesterday, and I was looking around my house. Like, I had to leave like within 2 minutes. I'd left it till really last minute. I'm actually quite a last minute type of person, which is really bad. I need to sort myself out actually. But I had to leave my house, so I was like, okay, my boots are in the car, let's just quickly find my soccer bag, because like that's what I would like put my boots in, and my shin guards were in it. So I'm looking for it. I'm like, oh, it's not on the back deck, it's not on the front deck, it's not in my room. My room's like pretty messy at the moment though, so it could be in my room, just like I can't see it, but I'm pretty sure it's not. And I had a look and it wasn't, and I was like, okay, well duh, it's not in any of these places. The only other possible place it could be is my car. So I left the house. I pulled the door to. It's one where you like pull it to. You don't need a key to lock it, you just pull it to and it's locked. And I went to my car, opened it, like had a look, and like my bag wasn't in there. It wasn't in the boot, it wasn't in the back seat, it wasn't in the front seat. Those are like the only 3 places where it would be. Well duh, I mean it wouldn't be in my seat because I'd be driving in it. Weird. And so I went back to the house. I went to get the spare key. I'm not going to tell you guys where I hide it, because then you can break into my house. That's a whole nother story. At 1 a.m, like on Wednesday morning, there was some like old, he was apparently 50 years old and like a drug addict. He was literally in our living room. Yeah, sorry, that was a side note. Coming back to this, so that's why I'm not going to tell you where the key was, but I went to look where the spare key is. He didn't use a key to get in, by the way. We just accidentally left the back door unlocked. Coming back to this, I went to where the spare key should be, and it wasn't there because I'd forgot to put it back the last time I used it. So I couldn't get into my house to get my bag, so I just had to go to the game. I borrowed Carla's shin guards, and yeah, I was just like holding all my things, like holding my boots and my slides in my hands, because we have to wear black shoes when we arrive, so I was like wearing those on my feet, but I wanted to leave in my slides, that's why I was holding them. And so yeah, then I left and I was like, okay, well when I get home I'll just have a proper look. And I did, and I genuinely, like, I can't find it. I've got no idea where this bag's gone. It's a mystery. So when I do find it, if I do find it, I'll let you guys know. But I honestly feel like I'm not going to find it, because I've looked everywhere that it could be. Maybe that old guy who broke into our house stole it. That's all I can think of. Yeah, random. What's the most mysterious thing that's happened to you guys this week? Or even if it's not this week, like just ever. I really love hearing about a good mystery. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I mean, I definitely enjoyed making it. I am definitely going to be making a lot more videos, so if you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to my channel. Even if you guys didn't like this one, just still subscribe, like give me a chance. They're not all going to be the same. Like I'm not going to do another questions one. This was just introduction, like get to know me, who I am, if you don't already know me. And yeah, my next one, I think I'm going to do a cooking video, but if I'm doing something else interesting before then, obviously I'll put that on the back burner. I have a feeling like I'm going to be doing something interesting tomorrow, so just stay tuned for that. And yep, again, see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed your watch, and I look forward to watching your comments when you answer some of those questions that I answered, so that I can read them and just enjoy your answers. So see you guys.